District
DA,
attorney.
yeah.
District attorney.
Yeah. That's good.
I think that's the same thing. Okay, I thought you said we had to do it. I didn't hear what you said. Just need to either side of the yellow. You shine all three. I'll do it.
We're live. Whatever. YouTube. Oh. Yeah. That's what it is, I think.
Especially with what we got going on.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not ready.
Big bark, big load, big kick, big load.
I don't see anything in other places.
What? I don't have any. Tell what? You can tell them to go on the
That's cool. Cool, man. I got cool with you.
You turn the air on?
I turned it down.
It was getting warm.
You can just use the back of it.
Flip over.
Is it going to be on this TV screen out here soon?
No.
No, so they can't.
May I address the commission for a moment, please? I know you haven't started yet. My name's Chris Evans, and I'm last. And I would respectfully move for a continuance, if I may. Can I do this another day?
Yeah, sure.
My dogs are pretty good. Does that work for everybody?
Yeah, appreciate it.
We'll get with you.
Good to see you, Judge.
It's been a good time. I really enjoy seeing all my friends.
Just got short. I was 6.
Mr. Chairman, I have to tell you something.
I was like 6.
I have to tell you, I spoke, and I'm not going to identify a person. I spoke to one of your voters, and I know a little bit about campaigning and politics, but you were pulling up in people's yards. You put out your signs when you didn't know who they were, knocking on the door and saying, "I'm grateful for you putting my sign up."
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What's that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You didn't do that.
I didn't give anybody a sign, didn't ask for a sign. Hey, we're on YouTube Live, by the way.
What's that?
We're on YouTube Live, by the way.
That's okay. But no, I'm not saying anything negative. It's a compliment. It was really, but I heard that you were like, if you saw a sign in the yard, you would stop and say, thank you for supporting.
If my sign was in the yard, yeah, I did stop at people's houses and thank them.
No, yeah, that's
Okay.
what you were, no, it was a compliment.
Okay, I misunderstood you, I'm
No,
sorry.
it wasn't a criticism at all. I just thought, because they will never, ever forget it.
Thank
It
you.
was a brilliant. No,
Thank you. I thought he said, I'll just put the sign out.
Yeah, you just criticized. I was like, dang, okay.
Pretty bold.
Yeah.
All right, we got it. There we go. So, we got Jessica.
Yes, she said she was, but she just.
Okay.
You need a pen?
No, sir, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. It's 6:13 on the 10th of February. A little bit behind schedule. Wanted to give everybody an opportunity who wanted to sign in to sign in. We have a quorum present, and I'll call this meeting of the Upson County Board of Commissioners to order. Okay, we'll start off with a prayer, and then we'll do the pledge.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for an opportunity to meet. Lord, we thank you for our county. And God, we just come asking that right now you be in the midst of this meeting. God, we ask that you take tempers, and Lord, we ask that we all be able to agree, disagree, but let it be pleasing unto you, Lord. And God, we just thank you for that. We ask that you forgive us of all of our sins and wrongdoings. And Lord, we thank you and we love you in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Next item up is the approval of the agenda. I think we want to make a minor change. Somebody want to make a motion for?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to amend the agenda and to move the first item under new business to the top of the agenda, item E, related to the district attorney.
Okay, so I have a motion to move item E, which is a presentation and consideration of Victims of Crime Act and Violence Against Women Act at the district attorney's office, to the first item on the agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Commissioner Biggs.
Sir, we need to also take away letter L
Okay.
for the next meeting.
Okay, and agenda item L, we will remove from the agenda and move to the next meeting. Okay. I have a second from Commissioner Biggs with the amended action. Okay.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, so first item up is E. Presentation of consideration of Victims of Crime Act and Violence Against Women Act.
I'm Michelle with the Fayette County Office of the Griffin Judicial Circuit. Excuse me,
We're from the district attorney's
Yes.
office. Thanks for coming out.
and we just need to have approval to receive $140,305 for the VOCA grant, which is the Victims of Crime Act, and then $40,000 for the VAWA grant, which is the Violence Against Women Act. And we just need to have your approval
Okay.
to accept the money.
All right. Where's the money come from?
It comes from a grant. Both of them come from grants, CJCC federal grants,
Okay. Federal grants.
Not Upson County.
Yeah.
not Upson County.
Any motion?
I make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Jones. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay.
And I'm David Studdard. I'm the acting district attorney. Appreciate you very much for your support and your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, we're going to move to public hearings. I'm going to step down from presiding over the meeting. I'm going to hand it off to Vice Chair Biggs.
Thank you so much. All right. If I could, Mr. Brew, if I could ask you to waive your right to receive a certified letter noticing of the public hearing.
Yes.
All right. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All right.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Sustain.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Can I get the sheets down there, please, so we can, oh, we got.
The yellow one is for. the
Yellow is for?
This is for the variance.
All right. Need to lay down some house rules first, please, if we may. We know this is a very passionate meeting. We need to be respectful of each other. We need to listen to what each other have to say. Whether you agree with it or not, we owe each other that respect.
Please speak up.
I'm sorry, okay. Lay down some ground rules.
There we go.
We need to be respectful of each other. We need to listen to what each other have to say and let them give their opinion, whether we agree with it or we don't agree with it. Most of all, we need to respect it. Number two, any decision that this board makes, we have to respect it, whether we like it or not. Whether you're for anything or you're against anything, we have to respect that decision. Because our job here is to do what's best for this community and to serve the citizens in the best possible way that we can. Anybody that make any outbursts whatsoever, will be asked to leave the room. We will pause the meeting and you will be asked to leave the room. Any questions? All right. First I have on the list, let me read the variance first, I'm sorry. This is a variance. The variance in the now appear request is associated with SPX 205-06 described above. The variance 2025-01 property owner and applicant Dan R. Brew II of Upson County has requested that Upson County permit a variance from an AR section 505B13C. Upson County zoning requirement is that a hospital use be located on arterial road. The zoning ordinance defines an arterial road as a road that is on the Georgia state highway system and is designated by a state route number. Such a street primarily serves the purpose of moving traffic through the county, which we have section 202. Fire Tower Road is functionally a local street. The subject property is located 2 lots north of 68 Fire Tower Road. The AR property is 3.52 acres more or less, further identified as tax parcel 013065. The Planning Commissioner has denied the variance request at its January the 12th, 2026 regular meeting. So, with that being said, I would like to call Ms.
Let Dan go first. That.
Upson, yes. I would like to call Dan Brew.
And Mr. Vice Chair, if I could ask just a clarifying question on it to Mr. Brew, Chairman Brew. We propose doing the variance first just because I feel like that's controlling on both matters with the special exception as well. That being said, you are allotted 10 minutes for the variance and 10 minutes for the special exception. So my proposal would be allow you the 20 minutes to address whatever you need to address and then let the board address the variance and of course any legal questions or what have you. And then at that point in time, if they want to take a vote on the variance, that would control either way what happens in the procedure instead of having to go back and rehear the special exception. Does that make sense to you? I'm sure it probably doesn't make sense to
I understand your logic. I disagree with you on your premise because the appeal for the variance is an appeal where I'm challenging points of law. The special exception is a separate application which the board is the approval authority for, and the board has a lot of discretion, and they could not do the variance, but they could still have a conversation amongst themselves in public and maybe have a different remedy for the situation under the application.
And I guess my opinion will be determined on what your points of law are, because as you well know, and I guess we probably should say this now, and we've got a slide of the ordinance that this board is solely to consider the legal aspect of the Planning Commission's decision, not the facts and circumstances. And you know, the simplest way to put it is, you know, this is not going to be popular, but this is the way our ordinance reads, in my opinion. This board is not deciding whether or not we need an animal clinic. They're deciding whether or not the Planning Commission followed our law. So that being said, that's why my opinion on the variance is what it is. However, if you have points of law that you want to bring up, which is really the only thing they can hear, then obviously we need to hear that.
Yes.
So I'm not trying to cut you off on that. I just wanted you to hear my proposal on it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start off with the appeal of the variance. Okay, so I'm appealing the variance, and it says lot must be front on an arterial road as specified, and that is important in law, as specified in the Upson County Land Use Plan. And in parentheses behind it, it has where one exists. What's important here is that the ordinance was passed in 1994. It was a copy and paste ordinance that was given to a number of counties to impose zoning, and there were instructions, right? And that, at the end, is an instruction. If you have this, you can use this, right? And so what we have is an error in law. The ordinance in 1994 referenced a document that was to specify which roads it had to be on. That document did not exist. An ordinance cannot predetermine something into the future. There's no document that specified any arterial roads in Upson County until 2023. All right. I'm challenging the appeal based on error law, arbitrary and capricious. They failed to consider based on facts, arbitrary and capricious. They failed to utilize the same standards applied to previous variances and special exceptions. There was an abuse of discretion. They prejudged and they prejudiced the commission, and I'm looking for fair and equal treatment under the law. The governing authority of Upson County is Upson County Board of Commissioners, and they hold the authority for final action on all zoning matters. They can overturn any action. They hold the final authority on any zoning matter. They're not beholden to any recommendation, which we know for a fact, or decision of an appointed board. They can, tonight, contrary to what he said, they can approve or disapprove a variance. They can invalidate any portion of an ordinance. The Planning Commission cannot, but the Board of Commissioners can. They can invalidate that one criteria that does not meet as specified. They can vote to say that is not a criteria. And if they do that, we're back to the special exception. They can also approve or disapprove any special exception. They can interpret any portion of the ordinance. They can interpret any portion of the ordinance. And that is why we're really here tonight, because of an interpretation by the administrative officer who did not agree that livestock veterinary medicine is agriculture. Even though it is licensed, certified, and regulated by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, all it would have taken was for the administrative officer or this board to say, yes, livestock medicine is agriculture associated activity, and then there is no need for a variance. There is no need for a special exception, because by right, agriculture and the definition thereof in our ordinance, all associated agricultural activities are allowed by right. So it is really as simple as that. A simple motion that we, the board, agree that livestock medicine, veterinary services are an agricultural associated activity because it is licensed, certified, and regulated by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. That is how simple it is for the Board of Commissioners to stop this right now. I think a lot of people in the room would be happy, and we can move on. That was my first thing, is talking about the road. Second, we're talking about failed to consider based on facts. The commission did not have any discussion on the presentation. They did not have any discussion on the pros. There was speculation by the administrative officer and members of the planning commission, not rooted in fact. They failed to look at required objective elements, which are, by law, health, safety, morality, and general welfare of the community. Instead, they focused on subjectively on could this be done somewhere else? And of course, the logical answer is it can always be done somewhere else. Arbitrary and capricious. They failed to utilize the same standards applied to previous variances and special exceptions in this county. The most recent variances had absolutely no discussion whatsoever on any hardship. In the ordinance it says you must have a hardship. The administrative officer said it is impossible to meet the criteria of the ordinance. No one can meet the criteria of the ordinance. It is often totally ignored, which was the case in previous variances. In approving the 2 previous variances, the Planning Commission members emphasized the agricultural association of the commercial processing, livestock processing plant, and their perceived need to have this service available in Upson County. You can watch it on YouTube. Those are their words. They dismissed large food animal veterinarian in Upson County as agriculture. They dismissed me as looking for financial gain, where anyone using their land is entitled to financial gain. The administrative officer dismissed large animal food veterinary service as not agricultural associated and provided wildly exaggerated examples of what could happen. A tractor supply could come to Fire Tower Road. A tractor supply is not licensed, certified, or regulated by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. You can go to the next slide, please. Next slide. This is Fire Tower Road. We should be looking at it. Is it safe, healthy? Does it affect the morality of the community? Does it benefit the general community to have a veterinary clinic here? Right? There was no rationale for it to be on Arterial Road. We know there's vet clinics previously been in this county. There's a vet clinic right now. It is within the city limits, but it is on Hannah's Mill Road. That tells you logically that tells you there is absolutely no logical reason for it to have to be on Arterial Road, other than the fact that we copied and pasted something 32 years ago. And I point out that there's no traffic. It's a perfectly safe road. There's no freight required for the veterinary clinic. It uses the same FedEx, UPS, US Mail, the same thing that come down the road every day anyway. There may be an occasional livestock trailer, but not 20 as was proposed at one point. Next slide. I also showed that no matter where you are in the county, unless you're coming from Sunnyside or right in the heart of Thomaston, south of Thomaston, it's going to take you down Jeff Davis Road. It's not even going to take you down Arterial Road to get to me. It's going to take you down Jeff Davis Road, which is a good road. It's going to be a great road in a year. All right? And we are half a mile off of Jeff Davis Road. I would just say, I asked the board to consider the things I've told you today. There is no legal justification for the standard that we are trying to apply, that it needs to be on the Arterial Road. We can clearly see how that standard got there. We can clearly see the error in it getting there. It doesn't need to be there. I've asked the board to consider there is no logical justification for the standard. You do not need to be on an arterial road to have a vet clinic. In fact, it would probably be much more dangerous on Arterial Road if you're trying to pull in livestock trailer and pull out livestock trailers.
Yes.
Right? There is a precedent to show the lack of reasonable explanation for that standard. And finally, consider the administrative officer and the discretion he used to deny me to use the land by right under agriculture. We've shown you why it is agriculture. We've shown you other businesses in this county, feed and seed, that are operating in AR that are not commercial, right? They must be agriculturally associated. I ask you to consider a special exception or a variance for me for 6 months so I have time to come up with a plan to either build or go to commercial or just vote that it's agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brew. All right, now we're going to go into public comments. You will have 3 minutes apiece. The first person is Lisa Pierce.
Members of the board, my name is Lisa Pierce. I'm at 884 Victory Road. I stand before you today profoundly disappointed by the denial by the Planning and Zoning Commission of the variance for a much-needed large and small animal veterinary clinic on Fire Tower Road. This decision overlooks strong community support and risks eroding the trust voters place in you to represent our voices and priorities. You are elected to serve the health, safety, and general welfare of Upson County residents, not to enforce outdated rules that no longer fit reality or our needs. The people have spoken clearly for change and responsiveness. In 2024 primary, the voters delivered a decisive mandate. The new chairman won 57% of the vote, defeating the prior administration, with which 3 of you were associated, at just 25%, plus 18% for a third candidate, totaling 75%, rejecting the status quo and demanding leaders who listen and act on community priorities. Support for this clinic has been overwhelming. Public comments, meetings, and daily conversations show residents want the local animal care, avoiding long, dangerous drives to distant facilities. Denying the variance dismisses that voice and ignores the election results that brought new leadership. The key requirement is unenforceable. Section 504B, subsection 13B of the county code requires frontage on an arterial road as specified in the Upson County Land Use Plan where one exists. This 1994 ordinance was never properly updated. Arterial roads weren't identified until 2023 resolution. Georgia law does not allow resolutions to amend ordinances this way, meaning staff may be applying an invalid standard, a relic out of step with today's traffic and site advantages. So there's 3 reasons that we need to go ahead and do this. Is this will have safer access because it's not on an arterial road. We'll have large and small animal welfare and health. The community gains because it'll create jobs and bring money into the county. Denying this over the benefits and the clear will of the people who we elected you. You have the authority and responsibility to correct this. I respectfully urge you to reconsider, honor the 2024 mandate, set aside outdated rule application, and grant the variance. Our animals, farmers, families, and community deserve better. Thank you.
If you would, please hold your applause, please. All right, next on the list is John Ruffin.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Will you state your address, please?
My name's John Ruffin. I reside at 7029 Yatesville Highway, Yatesville, Georgia. I'm a Georgia cattleman with deep roots in this region, and I'm here in strong support in granting this variance for a much-needed veterinary facility. As someone that's actively involved in cattle operations, I can say without hesitation that large animal veterinary care is critically lacking in this area. When livestock becomes ill, injured, immediate access to veterinary care is essential, not only to animal welfare, but economic survival. Delayed treatment can mean lost animals, lost income, and unnecessary suffering. The proposed facility would directly support our agricultural community by giving timely, professional, large animal care. Agriculture depends on infrastructure, and veterinary medicine is just as vital as equipment, feed, and slaughterhouses. Many of us in the farming community were disappointed with the initial denial, particularly given the history of zoning variances granted within this community. Fairness and consistency in land use decisions are fundamental to public trust. When similar requests receive different outcomes, it naturally raises concerns, even when no improper intent exists. I'd like to briefly share a personal experience that has shaped my perspective on this. I was a plaintiff in Morris versus Sumter County, a case involving road access to a subdivision on Lake Blackshear where I have a home. The county paved the roads, installed signage, and maintained them for years when a county official lived there. When the county officials sold their property, the signs were removed and maintenance stopped, leaving residents struggling to safely access their homes, some of the most valuable real estate in Sumter County. We lost at the trial court level. We lost again at the initial appeal. It took intervention by the Georgia Supreme Court and a subsequent ruling by the Court of Appeals before fairness finally prevailed and the county was required to recognize and maintain the roads. A simple request, just like a large animal vet is a simple request. You may not have the last say.
All right, next on the list is Adrian Jackson.
She's outside.
Mr. Jackson, are you here?
No, no, no. She's
You come up, please. Would you state your name and address, please, ma'am?
Adria Jackson, 29 Bussy Road.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. This board has a long reputation of making decisions based on who you are as well as who you know. And tonight, you guys have the opportunity to either solidify that reputation or to make a decision based on the needs of our community. It's no secret that our community wants and needs more veterinarian options. I hope all of you will do the right thing and overturn the decision made by our planning commissions. And I urge all of you guys to do the right thing for the people and the animals of Upson County. Thank you.
All right, next on the list is Mr. Alan Whitmire.
Whitmire.
Alan Whitmire, 99 Diamond Head. I'm want to state that I am for this veterinary hospital on Fire Tower Road. I think it would be doing this community a disservice not to allow it. Thank
you. Lorraine Greathouse.
Lorraine Greathouse from 14 Salt Road, Thomaston, and I just want to say that I am for this veterinary clinic because I think it's definitely something that we need here in Upson County. Thank you.
Adrian Chapman.
Major in Chapman. I live at 430 Fire Tower Road. I'm in opposition to any change for the variance or the special exception. One of the things that Commissioner Brew doesn't mention is that his whole argument depends on the interpretation of the word hospital, and to believe that the word hospital somehow means animal hospital as well. That's the only thing that allows AR land to be used as a special exception rather than a zoning change. I also have no doubt that were anyone other than the chairman of the county commission to have put the application in, they simply would have been told by Doug Courier, sorry, your property doesn't qualify for it because you're not on an arterial road and you're not wanting to put a human hospital in. We're only where we are because of who he is and the power that he has. I live on Fire Tower Road. Unlike most of the people in this room, I will be the one who has to deal with the extra traffic. Mr. Bruce scoffed at the math. The simple math is, in his application, he says 2 to 3 patients per hour. This is supposed to be a large animal clinic, so one can assume that every patient that will come on a trailer. So 2 to 3 patients an hour times 8 hours a day, that's 24 trailers per day on Fire Tower Road. There's a reason that the code specifies arterial road for a hospital. If you choose to accept his definition that hospital includes animal hospital, then the part that includes arterial road should go right along with it. You should not have emergency vehicles traveling on a narrow, winding, on my section of Fire Tower Road, 35-mile-per-hour road. Words have meaning, code has meaning. If he wants that changed, then the code should be changed, but it should not be granted by a special exception or a variance that will basically reinterpret the entire code. One other fact has been stated that I somehow have been put up to voice my opposition to this change by members of the Planning and Zoning Commission. I don't need anyone to put me up to defending the home that I have lived at for 21 years, where I've lived for the last 21 years and where I intend to die. It doesn't matter whether he wants to put in an animal clinic, a tractor workshop, or a Dollar General. I'll be standing here just the same opposing that change. Most people would have to go put in an application for a zoning change. He's trying to do it by special exception. There is a difference. It happens all the time. So again, I urge the commission to maintain the rule of law and the meaning of words and continue the denial. Thank you.
Next on the list is Sydney Soba.
My name is Cindy Sova. I live at 400 Davis Lake Road, and I am in favor of this veterinary clinic. We need more than one clinic. I personally don't have any large animals, but I do have 3 small animals. And regardless, I don't think there'd be the traffic that Mr. Chapman claims that there would be. Dana would be doing most of her large animal veterinary work at the places where the cows and the horses and everything live, not necessarily coming to the actual clinic. But I ask for your vote yes on this. I ask you to vote yes. Thank you.
All right. Linda Hallman.
I'm Linda Hallman. I live at 5488 Crest Highway. I am in favor of the animal hospital. I have 11 cats and they need attention sometimes, so Dana would be great for that. Thank you.
Tess Graves.
My name is Tess Graves. I live at 20 Doggett Drive, and I am very in favor of this animal clinic. With all due respect, if you can do it for one, you can do it for another. And I'm sure that the majority of this room will agree when I say, put your personal feelings and emotions behind you and do the right thing and put this clinic in. Thank you very much.
Alice is a Blum.
How's that?
Hello, I'm Alice Blum. I live at 20 West Jefferson Street. I volunteer with the Upson County Humane Society, and I'm pro this vet clinic. Thank you.
Is it Salty Rainford at 365 Eastside Drive?
It's me.
I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name.
That's fine. My name's Sandy.
Okay.
I scribble writing. Hey, I come to y'all tonight to ask y'all to please take a look at this picture. I'm sorry. And you too. And I'm gonna address your trailer thing in just a minute. Please consider this animal hospital. This is my baby that I lost 7 years ago. I could not get a vet out of my house. And your concern is trailers up and down the road. No. It might be 1 or 2 here and there, maybe 3 or 4. But the majority is for them to come to the house. So please, I'm begging, take the time and consider it. Thank you.
Joyce McSwain. Joyce McSwain.
I didn't intend to speak. Joyce is still here.
Huh?
I'm in here.
She didn't intend to speak, she was just signing up.
All right. Hammy Boyle.
As many times as I've been up here. Tammy Boyle, 245 Charlie Jones Road, and I'm right around the corner from where this place is supposed to be. Last week or last meeting, I presented some thoughts that I wanted you to think about over the time and between the meetings. So I think of each one of you have probably already made up your mind in which way you'll vote this evening on this appeal. But I would like to say that the local planning board isn't established with legislative decision-making power. But as a board, it guides municipal development and assists with planning and zoning ordinance amendments that promote public health, safety, and the welfare of the community. There have been several variances and special exceptions that have come to the Board of Commission, denied by the Planning Commission and Doug Courier, and asked for consideration based on an unnecessary hardship of either limited access, road frontage, or by minimum distances from property lines. Many of these are approved and benefit, usually a small number, even maybe just one person. Today, the Board of Commission has the opportunity to consider an appeal that will far exceed the benefit of just one person, one family, or even one small niche of people. So I ask you to vote in favor of their appeal.
Chris Boyle.
Chris Boyle.
Boyle.
Chris Boyle, 245 Charlie Jones Road. Not sure exactly which one because I'm out there. But I'm for the vet clinic out there on Fire Tower Road. I'm one of the neighbors. I live within half a mile of it on properties right there. I think it's a very, very needed thing in our community. Thank you.
Ambrose Samples.
I live at 396 Gilbert Road, and I am in favor of the animal clinic. I trap, neuter, have neutered and release feral cats in this county, and when I can tame them, I work with Shannon Cox to get them adopted through animal rescues. I have 6 cats and 1 dog, and we also need a new animal shelter desperately, and I know that's not what this is about, but we've talked about it before. So, I do support the clinic. Thank you.
Leland Collins. Collins. Neil Andrews.
Good evening. My
My name's Neil Andrews. I live at 745 Pleasant Valley Road. I've been there about 36 years. I'm a lifelong resident of Upson County. I've had pets my entire life. As a matter of fact, just coincidentally, I had to do an emergency treatment yesterday with my youngest beagle. She consumed some rat poison. Fortunately, she made it. It was a long trip, but we did get to Woodbury Animal Clinic in time. I would like to point out that Woodbury Animal Clinic, and I understand some of these ordinances and codes were established in about 1994. Woodbury Animal Clinic is not located on an arterial road. It is on a city street. I'll also mention that since 1994, if I'm not mistaken, the name of our hospital is Upson Regional. It's not Thomaston Hospital. I think that's right. How many times has that hospital added on and made changes since 1994? One of the changes in that time frame since 1994 put the entrance and the emergency entrance to that hospital on Cherokee Road. That's not an arterial road. So I would like to point out I'm in favor of this veterinary clinic. I think it's badly needed for the community, for people like me and pet owners alike. We love our animals. They're part of family. And I support it 100%. I did leave my presentation from the last meeting that I stood before y'all. I hope y'all had a chance to read it because I was not given enough time or didn't have enough time to finish it up. But again, I'm strongly in support of it, and I ask that you do the right thing and approve these variances tonight.
Ashley Anderson.
How are y'all? Good evening. Ashley Anderson, 117 Herbert Street. I'm definitely for the clinic. I know it's about not hearing what we want or need, but I know there's some things that need to be updated in the 1994, what is it, the variance, or what is
Code.
the code? Yes, so I know there's a lot of different things that need to be up to speed in today's time. I just wanted to, I took a picture of these flags that are on a light pole in the, on the square, and it says, "This is community, Thomaston, Georgia. This is hope." So I wanted to share this tonight. I know you might not can see that, but if you're ever in the square and you see the flags on the light poles, it says, "This is community, this is hope." And I'm trying to put the two and two together with this town. Is this community? Like, what we're asking, we're being rejected. We're being, you know, we're having to do appeals. Is this hope for the people that want to do this animal shelter or a hospital? No, it's not. So I just wanted to try to put the two and two together where actually it means something. Because right now it doesn't mean nothing. That's not Thomaston. And I hope that you guys will do the right thing and you will be in favor of this. Thank you.
Tommy Smith.
I'm 704 Greenwood Road. I'm for the hospital.
Deborah Smith.
704 Greenwood Road. I'm here in support of the veterinary services.
Robert Robinson.
I live right around the corner from Dan.
What's the address, sir?
Oh, 321 Charlie Jones Road.
Thanks, sir.
I am against this because of the roads out there. They are small. I do not want all that traffic. I did not move out there for the traffic to be picked up. Our road I'm on will be a cross through. It is nice and quiet now. And also, I agree with you guys. The ordinance is there, just like we have the Constitution, just like we have the Old Testament. They're there for a reason. Even if it was in 94 going forward, they were probably trying to look ahead. That's what most of the time ordinances are for. But I'm against it.
This call and the address, actually.
651 North Delray Road. What's that name?
Deborah Pitts.
All right, Miss Pitts.
I am for the animal hospital. I can also say I raise horses. I have 7 horses on my farm. I have ultimate cows on my farm. And 80% of the time, we don't haul our horses to the vet. The vet comes to us. In an emergency, life or death, yes, you will haul. But it's kind of hard to have to haul to Auburn. You know, it would be really nice if we had something to support us.
I live at 880 Tom McKinley Road. Last name Dodgen.
Dodging.
Yes.
Dodging. Dodging.
Hi, I'm Charles Dodgen. I'm for the animal clinic.
What's the address,
Oh,
ma'am?
I'm sorry.
Address.
880 Tom McKinley Road.
Okay.
I'm for the animal hospital. I think we'd be remiss not to have it. I think we need multiple veterinary services, especially for large animals. I think someone just said that their horses, they had to have people vets come. My dad's had the same experience. So I think a large animal clinic would be great for Thomaston, and I think it would be great for our economy. Thank you.
Tina Chapman.
It's Genia.
Jane, I'm sorry, Gina Chapman.
My name is Genia Chapman. I live at 430 Fire Tower Road. My husband spoke earlier. Let me start by saying that I don't think that anyone would dispute that Upson County needs a large animal hospital to care for those large animals. Nobody disputes that. What I'm concerned about is where it is located, which is on my road, Fire Tower Road. I have many friends that own large animals. I've taught many kids that raise and show large animals in the FFA at Upson Lee High School. But I think there's a different place that we could put this clinic. We built a house on family land and moved to Upson County 21 years ago when my children were very young. We moved to Fire Tower Road because it was away from the city where my children and animals could enjoy being in the country. I hope that one day they will return to the property to raise their own children. With the variance, let me back up. So on Facebook, there's been some not so nice comments about me and my family because we are against the animal hospital on our road. My voice gets to be heard as well as anybody else's. By coming here tonight, also through my elections of local, state, and federal elections. I was counting the people that were speaking. Out of all the people that spoke, nobody lived that was against it, or I'm sorry, for it, lives on Fire Tower Road. Not one that was for the approval of the hospital. We're not zoned. Fire Tower Road is not zoned for that. It's variance. If you look at and read the variance, it states very clearly what that variance is and what that means. And there has to be a hardship. At this point, there's no hardship to prove that that variance is needed. And I won't go into the special exception as of right now since it is just the variance. As a resident of Fire Tower Road, there's not a lot of traffic currently, and this would cause a lot more traffic. From my house to the property, to their property where they want to put the hospital, you have to top a hill. It can be dangerous as you top the hill if there was a truck or a trailer attempting to get in the property. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, when I have topped that hill many a time, there's been some dogs in that road, and I've almost hit dogs because you cannot see over that hill. The speed limit on my end of the road is 35 miles per hour. He says most clients will come from Jeff Davis, and that may be so. But if you're coming from 74 Yatesville, what are you going to take? You're going to take 74, which means you're going to enter from my end. And so I just think that you're going to be rushing to get there, and you're not going to consider
Thank you, ma'am.
the area.
Josh Hambrick.
My name is Josh Hambrick. I live 309 Charlie Jones Road. I'm against it. The reason I don't want it out there is because I moved out there about 17 years ago and the road was dirt. It was quiet. They paved it. It's a 30 or 35 mile an hour road. I already know that there's gonna be trucks in and out, in and out, in and out, right by his house, her house, and it's gonna be chaos. There's already chaos with the animals that they own at the moment. They cannot keep them in the pen, and I run over them on a daily basis, and when I run over them, I'm told the animal has no damage done to him. Geez, what a truck. I don't see no damage. Chunk me off, get in their truck, and drive off at Walmart and leave me standing there. That's all I got to say. I'm against it, 100%.
Daniel Brew.
Okay, I'm Dana Brew, 678 Fire Tower. First of all, I want to clear a few things up, and then I have some other comments. Livestock medicine is usually done on a farm. So all this talk about all this chaos and traffic, it's not even going to be an issue, because 99% of the time, livestock vets go there. They don't bring their animals in. But I do appreciate the confidence. Honestly, I'm not trying to be sarcastic.
Ma'am, if you would, address
okay,
me, please,
sorry.
ma'am.
But anyway, okay. We also we asked from the beginning, could we rezone? We were told no. Doug Courier said absolutely not. This was the way to do it. This was the only way to do it. That's why we asked to do it this way. There's no mention of veterinary hospital or veterinary clinic anywhere in the county ordinance. The other clinics that are have been or in the county now are registered as animal hospitals. Therefore, by default, we could be registered as an animal hospital. That's just to clear a few things up. Last month, a board of non-elected, non-accountable appointees failed to even have a public discussion on the merits of allowing a veterinary clinic on Fire Tower Road. Rather than be objective and look at ways to help our community, they put up roadblocks. They threw up their hands and pretended their hands are tied. Luckily, we have you guys, a board of elected officials, who have the authority to override their decisions. Elected officials are entrusted with a responsibility far greater than personal ambition or political theater. They are meant to serve the real, everyday needs of the people who elected them. When leaders focus on playing politics, chasing influence, settling scores, or posturing for the next election, they lose sight of the families, workers, and communities relying on them for honest representation. True public service requires listening more than speaking, solving problems instead of creating distractions, and making decisions based on what benefits the community rather than what benefits a political agenda. When officials put people first and politics second, trust is restored, progress becomes possible, and government begins to function the way it was intended to. Elected officials are supposed to listen to their constituents. I ask you tonight to listen. Try to find a way to help your community and the people who vote for you. There is not one person in this community who would be detrimentally impacted by a 3,000 square foot barn type building on a 3.5 acre parcel of land surrounded by more than 200 acres of woods and pasture. There would be no significant increase in traffic. There would be no negative environmental impacts, as veterinary medicine is stringently regulated both by the state and the federal government. There would be no noise pollution, as there are already many livestock animals in the immediate vicinity. There would be absolutely no negative impacts whatsoever. There is no logical reason why this request should be denied. Thank you.
I see. I can read the first name. Last name is Miller at 228 Windsweet Farm Road.
Yes, sir, that's me, Bright Miller.
Bright Miller, all right, Ms. Miller.
Windsweet Farm Road. I'm a longtime resident of Upson County as well, and I have large animals. And I can tell all you gentlemen that the majority of the veterinary work on horses and cows is done at the place of injury, which is usually the farm where the horse or cow is. So I don't think you're going to see a huge increase in traffic. I'm very much for this, and I encourage you guys to approve this variance. Thank you.
Chuck Thompson. Chuck Thompson.
Hello folks, my name is Chuck Thompson. I live at 1425 Rest Haven Road, Yatesville, Georgia. I've been up here a couple of times to talk to y'all
Sir,
about
if you would,
this.
address
Yes.
the board, please, sir.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Got it. I'm absolutely for this, as you might guess by the shirt. I am absolutely proud of this community to show up and do what they've done here today, and I think y'all would be too. This is something we need. This is something that folks want. I understand the complaints of the 4 people that spoke against it, and thank goodness we live in a country where that's allowed. I am for this because I own livestock, and I've owned livestock for almost 71 years. I have 8 head of horses with my wife. I have 40 head of goats. I have 4 dogs that live with my goat herd to take care of them. When I go see a vet, I have to go to another county. It doesn't make sense to have that money go outside this county. I came back here after 42 years, as I just said, because I love this place. This is where I grew up. This is what made me whatever success I've had in my life. We can do this. There's no doubt in my mind there are things that can be done for y'all to approve this vet clinic. We need it. Everybody has said as such. Thank you very much.
Laura Wainwright.
Laura Wainwright, 280 Eastside Drive. I'm a lifelong resident of Upson County and teacher at Upson Lake Primary. I have a daughter and son that both show pigs with FFA and 4-H. My husband raises livestock to provide beef and eggs for our family. I think most of us can all agree that there's a huge need for a large animal vet in Upson County. There are just too many livestock owners in this county to not have a local large animal vet. For us personally, we have lost multiple cows that could have probably been prevented if it had been a closer option. We currently have to load up our pigs and travel over an hour away when they need to be seen by a vet. For one of our pigs, this isn't always feasible as he weighs over 700 pounds. It would be extremely beneficial to have a veterinarian close by that does house calls. We've used Upson Veterinary Services in Barnesville because they're the closest, but they're often so booked up that you can't be seen for weeks, which isn't helpful in an emergency. Our local school system's FFA organization and our local 4-H have several students that show livestock. These animals have to have blood work done and health papers from a veterinarian before they can be shown. Dr. Brew has expressed the desire to work with these local organizations to provide this to students. We currently, our current vet we travel all the way to Montezuma, so having somebody local would be nice. Dana Brew already has land that will be perfect for a clinic. It makes the most financial sense to use the land she already owns. Those savings can then be passed on to her customers. On the flip side of that, if she has to spend twice as much to build somewhere with different zoning, her customers will have to take the hit for that. Most people are already struggling financially, so we need all the help we can get. I'd venture to say that there isn't a single person on this board that wouldn't take the cheaper route if in her shoes. It just doesn't make good business sense to open somewhere else. Regardless of it making the most sense from a business standpoint, it shouldn't even be prohibited. According to our code of ordinances, Appendix A, agriculture is listed as a permitted use for AR zone land, which is what the Brews are requesting permission to build on. It also states that the definition of agriculture is the raising of products, including but not limited to soil crops, livestock, fish, fowl, and commercial timber, regardless of the quantity or value of production, in a customary manner on tracts of land at least 3 acres in size, including all associated activities. How is a veterinary hospital not considered agriculture? Maintaining the health of livestock is most definitely part of raising livestock, including all associated activities, as specified in the definition provided by our code. And for those that still want to argue the veterinary hospital isn't considered agriculture, the special exemption permits the land be used for a hospital. It doesn't specify what type of hospital, so an animal hospital
All right,
would
time's
cover
up. Sorry. Peggy Farrell.
I didn't sign up to speak.
Is it Sharon Cox?
Shannon Cox.
Sharon Cox, I'm sorry.
Yes, and I live at 306 West Upson Street. And a couple of things, I know a lot of the vets, okay, because I'm in rescue. And Thompson Vet is one of them that I know. And they're not on an arterial road, by the way. And I believe that they treat large animals. I know they used to. So, and also that one, and there's another one that treats large animals, or at least used to, and that's Dr. Hendricks over in, not in our county. I've never been there and noticed a whole lot of trailers in and out, and a whole lot of trailers in and out. Yes, people are bringing in their pets, but again, the large animal part of it, that's not going to be coming in there very much. So I just wanted to point that. That's something I've observed. Now, I'm definitely for this animal hospital, no surprise. I would submit that there is a hardship involved. The hardship is all the people that need this service. You do not know how many miles I put on my car taking animals to Barnesville, to over, it says Shallow, but it's really near Manchester. I do get the best spay-neuter rate up in Locust Grove, so I'll go up there. I'm going there tomorrow. I spend a lot of money and a lot of miles and a lot of gas money elsewhere. I'd rather spend it here. So that's where the hardship lies. And I'm not just the only one. I'm thinking about these farmers. I'm thinking about maybe a little old lady that can't afford to take her pets to the vet. I'm thinking about a family that wants to have a puppy, but they can't afford it. We need affordable services, and we need them close by. Everybody needs this. And y'all have got the power to bring this to us. You've got the power. You can do it. Please, I'm begging you to consider it, okay?
Stacey Anderson.
Hi, I'm Stacey Anderson, and
Can you come up, please, ma'am?
I'm Stacey Anderson, and I'm from Lamar County, and I would like to say that I support the Bruce in this endeavor.
Tara Rutherford Crawford, address 1130 Thompson Road, Mainsville.
That's name.
It's Ludenkauf. Tara, T-A-R-A. Tara. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tara Gudenkoff. Address is 1130 Thompson Road, Meansville, Georgia. And I'm here to say I am for the animal clinic. I moved here 4 years ago from Colorado. We called, we looked at our place, we called the police station, we checked the crime, we checked everywhere. It never in 1,000 years did it occur to me that we wouldn't have a large animal vet here. I have a farm. I have 8 horses. I have 2 26-year-old horses and goats and dogs and what everybody else has, ponies. But I have been terrified that something would happen after 5 o'clock on Friday or on a weekend. What would we do? We would have to try to get somebody an hour and 15 to an hour and a half away. What if I can't get the horses in the trailer? The what if? Yeah. It's really, really scary. So I am for this. It's really needed here. This is a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful. We've fallen in love with Thomaston. This is just a great community. That we really need another large animal vet, just in the event that, first of all, we need it, but also if that happens, what I just said, I'm like, I don't know what I would do. I've got 1,200-pound horses. What if I can't get them in a trailer? What am I supposed to do? And I can't answer that question, so because I have nobody to call. So that's it. Thank you.
Mark Gassett. Mark Gassett.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Gassett. I live at 121 Grays Chapel Road, in Yatesville, Georgia. One thing I can point out is I'm not bringing 60 head of cattle to this place to get them checked out. But several years ago, it was determined that cattlemen had to have a veterinarian fill out the paperwork and make sure they could give them the medicines they need to treat their cattle. I can't just go get that anywhere. I used to go to Tractor Supply and get certain medicines to treat my cattle. Now I can't do that. I'm not taking all these cows to get them checked out by a vet, but I do have to have a relationship with a vet to get the medicine needed. I have, a couple of days ago, had to give medicine for pink eye. Went to a vet, asked him about if I could see the veterinarian. Veterinarian wasn't there today. I was out of luck. So luckily I did have some medicine, went home, worked the cow. Hopefully I'm not going to have any issues out of it, but if I didn't have the medicine to treat it, I guess I'm just supposed to call 10 vets and try to get somebody to come out and treat my cattle. I can't do that. I need to take care of my animals, and I need to make sure we have a vet to do that. Thank you.
Next name I can't read, but the address is 151 Grays Chapel Road, Yatesville.
Randy Gassett.
Josh Elliott.
State name and address.
Mandy Gassett, 121 Grace Chapel Road, Yatesville. As the general manager of a feed store, I don't know, most of you probably know that antibiotics are not allowed to be sold over the counter anymore. As of last year, year before.
What's your name, ma'am?
Mandy Gassett.
Did you sign up to speak?
Yes.
It's not on here.
Amanda Gassett. You just called me.
No,
It's the same address.
And this is 151 Grays Chapel Road.
121.
It's really close.
Oh, did you call Josh instead?
Yes, Mark Gassett signed, then Josh.
And then I'm after Josh.
What's your name, ma'am?
Amanda.
Amanda.
She's here.
She's signing for the, okay. All right, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, so antibiotics are not allowed to be sold over the counter anymore. You have to get them from a vet, as of only a year ago. So daily, I have customers coming into my store looking for antibiotics to treat their large animals. Farmers for years have come to the feed store to buy antibiotics to treat their animals for pink eye, for mastitis, for pneumonia, for whatever ailed their animals. And now they cannot treat their own animals. They have to get those antibiotics from a vet. We had a cow the other day that had pink eye. We called the vet, $800 for a $20 bottle of antibiotics that we used to be able to get from my store. We have to have vets available to go to have a relationship with so that we can get those antibiotics. We can't wait 3 or 4 days to get an appointment. We need someone local that we can have a relationship with, that we can get those medicines from quickly and efficiently, so that I can send somebody to. We have to have that local relationship with, so that we can treat our animals efficiently, so those animals don't suffer. We really need this here for the animal's sake. It has to be done, and it has to be done cheaply. We can't tell somebody to go buy property for way more money than they need when they have property already available to them. I urge you, please, let her build where she already has. Oh, thank you.
I'm Josh Ellington with Circle A Ranch Meat Processing.
That's right.
I've been brought up a little bit. I'm for the veterinary clinic. We need the veterinary clinic. I take in a lot of people's animals who come in and they have to be ambulatory. I'm a USDA, I'm a federally inspected facility. If an animal can't walk, we can't process it. On many occasions where a vet would have come in handy to get an animal up so it can be taken care of, I've had to kill the animal and discard it. There's nothing I can do with it. And the customer don't want the animal back. They've done their part to get the animal to that stage in life. So yeah, I am for the veterinary clinic. I hope it goes through. I wish them the best of luck and thank you for your time.
Is this James Short, 1094 Atwater Road?
Short.
Short.
Shoot. Time shoot. He's outside. He's not in here. I know.
What about Shirley Shoot?
Shelly, shoot. Shelly.
All right, address 665 Hannah's Mill Road, last name Gamble.
Campbell.
Hello, Commissioners. My name is Jeremy Gamble, 665 Hannah's Mill Road. Thanks for letting me come and giving public input. I am 100% in favor of this. I think that the Zoning and Planning Commission not voting for it should raise some eyebrows. When you got the entire community, for the most part, in favor of something, it's the people that live here. It's the people that need what they need. Clearly, you got a lot of people with livestock, you got a lot of people with large animals, and this fits perfectly within the community. So I hope you guys vote for it, in favor of, and thank you for your time.
All right, Chain of Means.
Hello. Missed all the instructions, so if I do something wrong, please.
Name and address.
Gina Means. My home address is 250 Will Franklin Road in Thomaston. I was also, my dad passed away last year, and I just had his property, which is a farm, and that is at 1301 Willingham Springs Road. And like I said, it was a farm. We had cows, donkeys. And I just want to say I am for Ms. Brew putting a veterinarian clinic at her home. We don't live far from her. We already had trailers that we pull in and out with hay and cattle to our properties. And I also was looking for somebody last year to take care of our donkeys. I finally had to get rid of them because I couldn't get anybody to help, and I didn't know how to do it. So I think it is very important. I mean, we have a pasture barn and all that kind of stuff. I don't see the real difference in her having a clinic to help people. I think she has a passion for it. Thank you for hearing me.
All right, Diane, last name Dreher, 260 Cook Road.
Diane, 260 Cook Road.
All right, at this time we'll ask Mr. Brew to do his rebuttal. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Commissioner Biggs. So, hey, I'll just address a couple of things. Let me get to my notes here. We heard a lot from the community, right? There is no doubt it's needed, right? This board has the power to make it happen. You don't have to make it happen with a variance. You don't have to make it happen with a special exception, right? You can make it happen with a clarification of what agriculture is, what all associated agricultural activities is. It's that simple. Is something certified, licensed, and regulated by the USDA should be an agriculture associated activity. Now, that doesn't have to be the only definition of agriculture associated activity. I'm just asking you to agree that that does fit in there. And that makes it very simple, right? We could use our barn as a temporary vet clinic until I could build something. We would much rather have something in another location than right next to our house. But it's what I can afford right now. Okay? We have to have imaging equipment. We have to have lab equipment. We have to have point of sale equipment. We have to have patient management system. There is a lot of upfront cost to establish this veterinary clinic that we need in our community. That falls on me, and I'm trying to do it for my wife. There's ways we can do it. In front of the Planning Commission, I told them, I said, hey, look, I've gone to the IDA. I've gone to the DDA. I've gone to 3 different real estate agents here in this town that have shown me properties that is cost prohibitive, right? I've gone to private citizens who didn't have land for sale and asked them to sell me their land, their commercial land, right? I have a prospect. I'm telling you right now, I have a prospect, but I can't do it. I can't do it as it is right now, right? I can do it. I have to have the flow to do it, right? I need time to do that. If I have to go that route, if I have to go commercial, right, which where we want to be in the end, right, I need time. I need her to be able to work. You know, so Doug said, hey, you can do it from your house. You can have a home occupation, right? You can't have any employees in a home occupation. Everybody who works there has to live in the house, right? But if the definition of agriculture associated activities includes things that are licensed, certified, and regulated by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, I could have a small clinic in my barn by right. And she could work out of there until I can get to where we want to be. I'm just asking you, as a board of commissioners who have the authority to do a lot of things, right, to consider that. A motion to say that is agriculture, right? And give me the opportunity, give our community the opportunity, all right? I'll make it right, all right? I'll publicly apologize to Ben, Chris, and Paul, all right? I did not talk to y'all about that. Because they're open sunshine laws, I'm not supposed to poll and try to solicit their vote. I could talk to James. Me and James have talked. Right? I can talk to James. But I didn't want to do anything wrong. So that's where we are tonight. I ask you to think about the community. I ask you to think about the needs of the community. I ask you to think about how can we get there, right? We did it just a couple of weeks ago, right? We had people in here who wanted to do things, right? And they couldn't do it a certain way. And we didn't say no. We said, hey, maybe if we did this, you could do it, right? And you would be in line. You can do the same thing tonight, right? And it will make the community happy. We'll get where we need to be. And I thank you for that.
Yes.
Mr. Brew, question.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Brew, just a question I'd like you to elaborate on more. You said something here that's kind of struck me a little bit. You said temporary. Could you elaborate on that?
So, like I said in the planning commission, I've gone to the IDA to find people who could sell me land. I went to the DDA to find people who could sell me land. I went to 3 different real estate agents. I've gone to private citizens. I have an opportunity to buy some land. It costs a lot. I'll just say that. It costs a lot. It costs a lot, right? And I have to make a decision. Do I want to move forward? Right? I would like to move forward. I would like to give my wife her dream. But that will take me time, right? You have to have cash flow, right? I have a good paying job. I have a retirement, right? I can do certain things, but I can only do so much, right? I can't put my household at risk. I can't put my home at risk, right? But I'm willing to do what it takes to get what we need and what we want. But I think it will take me a couple of years to have a world-class livestock veterinary facility on an artillery road, right, in Upson County. I would like to go there, but I can't do it by myself. And that's why I'm asking for a way. Thank you.
Don't sit down.
Okay.
So, you think you can run it out of your barn? That's what you're saying?
I would not run a livestock clinic completely out of my barn.
I understand that.
No, I'm saying my wife, when she leaves here tonight, she's headed to a farm. All right. She will spend a lot of her time going to farms, right? But there's going to be things that come to us, right? My wife is a great surgeon. She's been offered to go back and teach surgery, right? But you can't just do surgery on the tailgate of your truck, right? We have to have a clean facility, right? I have room to do that. You know, by right, I could do a home occupation. I could do it in our garage. That'd be kind of crazy. I'm not going to do that, right? But I do have about 1,500 square feet available to me that I could do something temporarily while I'm getting loans, you know, and making the bank feel comfortable that I can do the things that we need to do, right? I'm guessing 2 years. I can't. You know, I don't have a spreadsheet to show you the tick marks, right? But I am being honest. I told the commission I was looking. I've been looking. I'm trying to do something, right? I could do something a lot cheaper on my land, right? And I could convert that back, you know, if we ever decide she's not going to be a veterinarian again. If I go commercial, I got to have it right. You know why? I got to sell that when we decide she's not going to do it again, right? That's the reality. That's the business reality, you know. And so I want to do this for my wife. She wants to do it for the community. Right? I can't do it by myself.
All right. If I can get a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
I have a motion, I have a second.
I didn't get a second, I'm sorry.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Abstain.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
All right. Go to the staff presentation.
So, I don't know what the board is looking for out of me from the legal standpoint, because I heard some questions tonight that were a little, so let me just first ask, is there any legal questions that y'all are concerned with? And then I'd like to have a little permission from the vice chair to speak a little more freely, not necessarily to get to what my legal position would be on.
Okay.
So, any legal questions right off the gate?
I mean, ultimately, that's what I want to hear from legal counsel is what are we here to, what can and can't we do based on this variance or the appeal to the variance tonight?
Yeah. And can I have just a little bit of leeway to get to it?
Yes, sir.
Because it's not going to be popular. But, so, I know some of you out there, some of you are my friends. I'm Heath English, I'm the county attorney, okay? I don't know if it says that out there or not, but I don't get a vote tonight, okay? But I do get to advise on the legal aspect of this, okay? That's my job. But before I get to that, I want you to understand, number one, I'm an animal lover. I've got dogs, I've got cats, too many cats. I've got family members that raise cattle, raise goats. I've got employees that own farms that raise cattle. I've got an office manager who has a granddaughter who's showing pigs. I think somebody said that. I just heard about how they do that. That's fascinating. It's pretty cool. So make no mistake, there's no question, and let me back up before I get to that. With all that, I've had to take my animals out of county, okay, inconveniently. I've used in county as well, and I've heard the issues with that. So make no mistake, I don't think there's any question we need an animal clinic here. No question. And I guarantee you the majority of folks here would say we need an animal clinic. We do. No question. Okay? But understand this hearing tonight is way different legally than the Planning Commission meeting. Okay? And I understand the passion behind most folks here because the folks here love animals, okay? Just like myself. All right? The Planning Commission took all the facts and circumstances and applied those to the ordinances. And they made their ruling and they made their decision, okay? Now, when it gets up to the Board of Commissioners, this board as they sit here, what their job, and there should be a slide, we can put that up now if you want to, we'll get to that if we need to, but their job, like it or not, and I'm going to get to that too, is to follow the ordinance, okay? The ordinance says, and whether you can read it or not, and I'm paraphrasing here. You can go back and read it if you want to. It's 406.1. You go to Muni Code, go to Upson County, you can find this ordinance, okay? Their job here tonight is not to listen to the facts and circumstances. I understand that's unfortunate, okay? But that is the law of Upson County right now as they sit here. They don't listen to the facts and circumstances. That's the reason I said in the beginning, it's not whether or not tonight, whether we want it or not. It's whether or not our ordinance, based on what the Planning Commission, as we apply it to what they did, is appropriate. Okay? And what I mean by that is, and I'm trying to oversimplify this as much as I can, their job is to determine whether the Planning Commission followed the ordinance or they violated the law of the ordinance. Okay? Not to listen to the facts, so you gotta separate that. And I know it's hard, but that's what they took an oath to do this. And it's not popular. The Planning Commission is not popular. Okay? But they took an oath to do this. So they've got to follow this law and apply not the facts, but the ordinance as it applies to what the Planning Commission did. So oversimplifying it again, did the Planning Commission follow our ordinance? Okay? That's their question before them tonight. It's not whether or not we need the animal clinic, because we do. All right? That's number one. All right. Secondly, there's aspects in the ordinance that discuss the hardship. Okay? and if you can bring up that slide. And again, I'm applying the law, okay? I've got to separate my emotions from loving my animals as well and paying my big clinic bills. So, as you can see from the highlighted section, when you apply the hardship to the variance, which is what the Planning Commission had to do to follow the ordinance, the initial highlighted portion there says that the hardship cannot be self-created, such as, and it specifies, a lot purchased with knowledge of existing restrictions. Okay? Unfortunately, when the Brews purchased this lot, there was an existing restriction. Okay? That existing restriction prevented this particular situation. Okay? But it even goes further. It lays out more hardships, but if you look at number 3, economics essentially can't be considered. Okay? And the reason for that is everybody would be coming in here and saying, well, I can't afford it, so I should be able to put it here. Okay? Well, how fair would that be? How fair would that be to these folks sitting right over here that live on the road? Okay? That's why these laws are in place. That's why zoning is in place. It's not meant to punish the Brews. That's not, or punish anybody. It's to protect property owners. If you go back and do the research, that's what it's for. It's to protect. Okay? So we heard from the folks that live on that road. Okay? What do they want? They want their property protected. Okay? We heard from the people that want the animal clinic. We hear you. I hear you. I want it. Okay? But there are mechanisms in our ordinance right now that allow it. Okay? And I'm sorry, it's a hardship financially. Okay? I get it. But it does not prevent them from being able to do what they're trying to do. Okay? And we heard constitutionality. I'm being treated differently. I get all that too. But understand, there's an argument to that as well. The hospital, the Crawford Clinic, that's city stuff. That's city law. We don't apply city law. We apply county law. Okay? It's 1993. I get that too. Okay? The law needs to be changed. I understand that too. But guess what? Tonight is not the place that you can do it. Hopefully, that is something that's going to be considered in the future. But changing the law tonight, they would break the law if they did that tonight. They can't do that. And by my recommendation to them, they would break the law that's set up right now if they reverse what the Planning Commission did. And I don't like it. It's just like I don't like the speed zone at the school when they put up that camera. Okay? I hate that thing. I've got tickets from it. My family has it. I don't like it. It needs to be changed. But I do like the fact that it's protecting the area. But if you don't, what I heard is we don't like the law. I get it. Okay, well there's ways to change it. That's why you have commissioners in your district. Okay? So I say all that and I apologize. I digressed a little bit from my normal position, but I wanted the public to know that I'm not that I hear what you say. Okay? It's just unfortunately that the laws, and go back and read them, you know, and there's opportunity for the Brews, and the chairman knows he can appeal it and go to Superior Court. Okay? The problem with that is that costs taxpayer money when that happens. Okay? To fight it. So to me the thing to do would be to talk to your folks up here and let's get it changed. Changed to where it needs to be. Okay? But that being said, if y'all have any other legal questions, I'm happy to answer.
So as it relates to because it is the first time I'm hearing about the whole concept of the definition of is a vet service an agricultural use. And so if
it's a good question.
It sounds pretty clear that legally your opinion is we have really one route to go in terms of the variance. But if we were to entertain accepting and acknowledging that definition, can we even do that in this setting tonight?
Not tonight.
How would that process work? If
That, again, that would be something where, and I hadn't heard that until tonight as well. My position would be that is not before this board, because what happened at the planning commission dealt with the planning commission hearing, dealt with the variance and the special exception and the hardship aspect of the variance, not necessarily for the definition. And I apologize, Chairman, if you made that argument. I don't remember it. I watched it. And so that was a decision apparently made by Mr. Courier, who is no longer with Upson County staff. So that is something that this board could look at in the future, and I'm happy to help the Planning Commission look into that and how we need to address it and change it. And it could be something that could change, you know, in the grand scheme of things, be changed fairly quickly, not in the next week, but certainly it's something that could be revisited, and it could potentially alleviate this situation for the chairman and his wife, you know? And one other last thing, and I apologize, and it kind of goes with the hardship situation. And I didn't realize that Ms. Brew was a fantastic surgeon, and that's awesome. But I can say that I actually use for my family a lady, and I'm sure folks can figure out who she was, or is. She was a veterinarian here. She's retired, but she made house calls. She got in her car and on many occasions treated our animals. And it sounds like a lot of these folks, the cattlemen, that's what's going to be happening anyway. So, you know, there is hardship, but it's not like you can't do your business. Okay, there are things out there that can be done. In the meantime, if we're going to move towards addressing the issue that the chairman brought up on the definition of agriculture.
Any further discussion?
Just clarify what you clarified that basically is our legal representative, you saying that we got one path tonight.
Correct.
Legal path.
One path is you have to determine, in your opinion, did the planning commission violate our ordinance by making their ruling? And in doing so, specifically, one is, and that's why I was saying that the variance was so important, because to me, that is, without the variance, the other dies, in my opinion. They applied the hardship, as I understand it in the meeting. They found that it was not a sufficient hardship to meet the requirement, and then also that there were other means, basically other places that this animal clinic could be put. So you would have to say that they applied that incorrectly.
All right, any further discussion?
No.
Can we get a motion to accept or deny?
So, if we feel that the Planning and Zoning Commission followed the ordinance, we would deny it.
You would move to deny the appeal, correct? And then, of course, as Chairman Brew knows, that's not the end of it. He could still pursue in Superior Court or address the agricultural aspect that he's brought up tonight.
So I'll make a motion to deny based on staff and legal's recommendation. I'll have some comments in just a minute.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right.
And I've got comments too.
All right. Mr. Jones?
You're going to do comments before you show the
All right.
comments.
Yeah, so again, this is the first time I'm hearing about the whole definition of considering the vet services as agriculture, and it sounds like that could alleviate the need to even do either one of these things. So it's my ask from staff, let's look at this, let's see if that's something we can change. And, you know, that may be the path forward to kind of, because right now we have one, it looks like one route forward to follow the law. But I do agree that with some adjusting of that definition, we could potentially do both things tonight or at a later date.
Well, to piggyback on Ben, that's about what I was going to say. You know, by the law, we need to deny this appeal, but I think we can work together to find a different solution than what was presented before the Planning Commission and move forward.
Also, if you take into consideration itself, the board, we handpick the Planning Commission board. We have an application pool that we choose from. We make the recommendation as to who to place on that board. They have a hard decision, very hard decision. And basically what they have to do, they have to follow the rules of law. If the rule of law say this person meet this special exception or this variance, they will pass it. You're done. If the applicant for some reason do not meet all of the requirements, they are denied for whatever reason, then at that point in time, it comes before the Board of Commissioners. There again, our job is to make sure that whether or not the Planning Commission did exactly what they are supposed to do. Did they follow the rule of law? In this case, in my opinion, they did. But there again, how can we change this? We're not going to change this overnight. As the Board of Commissioners, the Planning Commission Board, we have the opportunity to make those changes. If we don't work together to make those changes, it'll never happen. We all talk about 1994 and 2023. That's a big time period. That's a gap. How do we fill the gap? We fill the gap by coming together to do what's best for this community, to make sure that every citizen in this community's rights are protected. That's what we're here for. We're also here to listen to what the community have to say. We may not always agree on the exact same thing, but we have to give you the opportunity to voice your opinion, whether you feel like it's right or wrong, but that's your choice. You deserve that respect, and we're supposed to give it to you. By the same token, don't beat up the planning board. Please, please, any board that we have in this county that has been appointed, and if we don't like the decision that they make, don't beat them up. Because guess what? They are going by the law what's in place. They can't do nothing no different. Nothing whatsoever. There again, we hear a lot of talk about, we got a business over here that's not on the main artery for the county itself, but there again, that business was put in place 1993. We need to update everything that we do, but by beating each other up won't change anything. We have to work together to come up with one solution for one great community. So I have a motion to deny and a second. Ms. Jones?
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Abstain.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
So are we going to do the special exception?
You want to have that?
Yep. All righty.
I call point of order on that. Special exception's dead.
I mean, it is.
Special
technically-
exception's dead. It has no possible way to move forward, and there's no need to take up the time of this
Okay.
board and of the public, it's dead. I mean, you know, if we wanted to change that, we should have changed it in the variance. One move does not move without the other, so it's a moot point at this point.
So do we need to make a motion to not hear the special exception?
I'll make a motion to dismiss
Okay.
the special exception.
I have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew? Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
All right. Motion carried.
I can't hear you, all right?
All right, next thing on our agenda,
Is letting the chairman back.
this was kind of comfortable.
It just pops up.
Got to see more.
Okay, next item on the agenda is presentation from Allison Uphold. I don't think I'll be speaking at all.
Can I start?
You can start whenever you're ready.
Thank you very much for y'all's service. We appreciate what y'all do. I know it's a hard job, and I learned a lot tonight. I didn't know cows got pink eye. Sorry. I'm the president of the Upson Historical Society, and we want to give y'all something great. We're going to give you a check, Lonnie, for the county. But some of the things I want to tell y'all, what we did this year will be very impressive. So I'll just be real quick. In December, the Upson Historical Society, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. We participated in the Upson County Bicentennial Celebration at the Historic Court.
If you will wait till they close that door, it'll be a lot quieter when they do that.
It's a little cold in here, man.
It was hot when I got here.
I'm sitting. They don't think I'm sitting over here shaking.
The man had his head up on the curb. Allison's about to give us money, didn't he hear that?
I know, give him money.
Not many chances that happens.
Can you shut the door?
Okay, let's start over.
All right. I'm Allison Uphold. I'm the president of the Upson Historical Society. This is Tim Turner, the director of our Pedigree White Stamp House. And today, on the light note, we are going to present the county with a check that we do every year. And the check goes to help carry the archives, which is very important to our community. But I wanted to discuss real quick some of the things that the Upson Historical Society did in 2025. We did a lot of meaningful and productive things this year. In December, the Upson Historical proudly participated in the Upson County Bicentennial Celebration at the courthouse. During this milestone event, we recognized Stephen Upson family descendants, Joe and Janice Upson, for their connection to our county's founding legacy. The society was honored to receive a portrait of Stephen Upson's son for permanent display in our museum at the archives and further enriching our historical collection. In April of 2025, the Andrews Chapel one-room schoolhouse received the prestigious Excellence in Historic Preservation Award from the Georgia Trust. This recognition also honored Miss Glenda McKinley family for their continued dedication and financial support toward preserving this important community landmark. This award affirms the Society's commitment to safeguarding Upson County architectural and educational heritage. Throughout the summer months, the Pedigree White Stamp Museum welcomed many visitors while participating as an official site on the Georgia World War II Heritage Trail. The museum home is a replica of 1940 Textile Mill Village that guests are immersed with educational experience highlighting daily life during this era. Upson Historical Society participates in the Heritage Trail to expand regional visibility and strengthen tourism engagement. Another event was Archaeology Day, featuring renowned archaeologist Stephen Hammock. Community members brought artifacts from the Flint River, professional review and dating these artifacts, arrowheads, Indian pottery, fragments, and stone tools. One notable artifact was dated to the Ice Age period from here, making it particularly significant discovery. This event strengthened community involvement while promoting appreciation for our area's deep archaeology history. The year concluded in October with a highly successful event, the Historical Glenwood Cemetery Tour. The Upson Historical partners with the Thomaston Gunfighters and the Thomaston Upson Art Council to present a walkable evening experience that brought local history to life. Guests gathered downtown at Slices before touring the cemetery, led by our very own conductor, Tim Turner. Adult actors portrayed notable historical figures from Upson County's past. This event fostered community connection, increased public engagement with local history, and generated strong enthusiasm for future programming. Through preservation efforts, educational outreach, and collaborative partnerships, the Thomaston Upson Historical Society will continue in 2026 to honor, commit, and demonstrate events while sharing the rich history of Upson County. If you're not a member of Upson County, please be a member. We appreciate y'all, we appreciate your time, and thank you. And now we want to give you the check, and if somebody would be so kind to take our picture, give them the check. Sure.
Let him come down.
Come down.
Allison,
Yes.
you and Tim, I just want to say this while he's walking down. Thank y'all for what you do. I know you don't probably see most of us a lot, and we get pulled in a lot of different directions, but we really do appreciate what you do, and you keep this ball moving. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, how are we? We kind of want y'all with it too. So.
Get all of them down.
No.
We can stand up behind
I'm
you.
on witness protection.
Oh, you welcome, Brandon. You qualify for that.
I can figure it out.
He's tall on this, he gets a good angle.
Jessica, take on. Thank you, Jessica.
You won't take it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Absolutely. So much.
All right. Next up is public comments. We have quite a list here. I think a lot of people are left, so I'll just ask, is there anyone in the audience that signed up for public comment? Yes, sir. The fastest one.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. Today is my first day in Upson County. Didn't know this was going to be
Welcome.
How you doing? My name is Wayne Swanson. I've just signed a multi-year lease over on Brentley Road. I own Swanson Family Farm. We sell beef, pork, and lamb direct to consumer. What brought me here is I got to meet Josh and Sarah Ellington. And I was able, in the 6 months that I've been doing business with them and their processor, double my business. I sell direct to consumer from Tampa all the way to New Jersey, Philly area, but everything's based in Georgia. We're pasture based. We don't need a vet, but we'd love to have a vet close by. And I just wanted to say that having, being that close to Upson County the way I am now, and the changes that happen, I'm looking to move my home, and I'm also looking for a commercial building so that I can do fulfillment, because we've grown so much in the last year and a half that we actually need a cold storage facility on a state highway, preferably. And I just wanted to stop by and say hello and thank you for being a gracious county to a new emerging business.
Well, thank you,
That was it.
and welcome.
Well, thank you.
All right. Was there anyone else?
Yeah, and you got any business card?
I don't. I never do. You can Google it. Swanson Family Farm. We do all grass-fed, pasture-raised products. Thank you, guys.
Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. I'll go over real quick what we're consenting to. Approval of the December 9th regular meeting minutes. Approval of the January 7th work session minutes. Approval of the January 13th regular meeting minutes. And approval of the January 27th regular meeting minutes. So it's just approval of meetings that we've already done and that have been posted. Can I get a motion to approve the consent?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion from...
Second.
Okay, I have a second.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, moving on to new business. We are on F. Discussion and consideration of an exemption from the moratorium on any and all subdivisions of real property in Upson County established in Resolution 29.2025 located at 4336, I'll have my glasses on, Crest Highway, parcel 014039, and located at 4387 Crest Highway, parcel 014039, Bravo. I think this is the swap that I saw.
It is, it's a land swap.
Go ahead.
Actually, I'm here speaking on behalf of my dad, Ronald Ellington. He is the actual owner of both parcels that are at issue here. Also present is Mr. Mike Nyker, civil engineer from Illinois. I brought him in case the board had any questions that I could not answer regarding this. We're asking for an exemption from the November 5th 120-day moratorium against subdivisions. We filed an application for the board's consideration tonight. Basically, Ronald Ellington's the owner of parcel 014039. That is the first parcel you referenced a minute ago. It is where Crystal Springs Country Club is located, 7 miles west of town. It is a 3.74 acre parcel. The second parcel that you referenced was parcel 014039B. That is a 22.86 acre parcel which completely borders the Crystal Springs property. A map was included with the application that we provided. I have printed out a aerial view, if I can provide a copy.
We have it on our screen.
You have it on your screen? Okay. That shows that the larger parcel actually borders this parcel on 3 sides. What we are proposing is an equal land swap. Parcel 014039B, which is the larger 22.86 acre parcel, would deed approximately, and I think when we filed the application, we had 0.85 acres. We've had a survey done recently. That is actually 0.953 acres. So the larger 22.86 acre parcel would deed 0.953 acres to the other parcel, which is 014039, which is Crystal Springs Country Club. In return, Crystal Springs Country Club would then deed the same amount, 0.953 acres, back from Crystal Springs to the 22.86 acre parcel. So we're doing an even land swap. Both parcels would remain the same size after the land swap. The end result would be basically two adjoining parcels owned by the same landowner, swapping .953 acres. What that would allow would be the .953 acres, which is going to Crystal Springs Country Club, would then be able to place a parking facility or parking lot on that .953 acres. Right now, we do not have that available. Our parking is scattered. It would centralize all the parking on that .953 acres. In return, the .953 acres that Crystal Springs would be giving up to the 22-acre parcel, which is the bigger parcel, would provide that parcel more road frontage on Highway 74. So both parcels would then have adequate road frontage. Parking would be for the Crystal Springs parcel and road frontage on the other. A shared drive would be used for both parcels. We have talked to the DOT. Georgia DOT has indicated they have no problem with it. They would approve a shared drive, site distance from the curve that it sits down from. It meets all of those requirements. So DOT has no problem with it. We're asking members of the board to approve a land swap. We're not asking to cut up larger parcels into smaller parcels. We're asking to just do an even land swap of .953 acres from one parcel to the other and vice versa. And any questions the board may have, I'll be more than willing to answer.
Okay. So the board won't be approving actual land swap. We're going to approve you go back to the building and zoning and submit your request and process your request. Okay.
So just to make sure I'm clear, you're proposing that there would just still be one curb cut? You're not going to have a curb cut for the new parcel over here that's going to Mr. Ellington?
Correct. That would just be one. I've got a copy of the survey. If you would like to look at it, it shows the one drive off of Highway 74 that's going to access both parcels.
Any more discussion?
The only question I would have is, they have plans for the piece you're giving back to Mr. Ellington?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
The piece you are swapping to Mr. Ellington.
Correct.
Do you have plans for that piece?
We do, yes.
And what are the plans?
The plans for that, it would be a lease to a company that would be purchasing water from Ronald Ellington off of that piece of property. So it would be, that would be set up if the zoning was approved for that piece of property.
That's it. Do I have a motion?
I'm going to abstain, just for the last name purposes. Just make sure there's not any impropriety involved in this for the record, and you too.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Jones to approve. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second from Commissioner Biggs.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Abstain.
Motion carried.
Next item, discussion and consideration of exemption from moratorium. I'm just going to go to the property. 101 Trent Jones Circle, parcel 040 Alpha 040. Someone here to speak to that?
So Chairman, that's the one that I talked to you about earlier. He sent me an email and said that he wasn't available.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to postpone
Okay.
this.
So did he give you like a drawing of it, or
He did, and
anything we may be able to?
I
Probably.
closed it just because.
Yeah, this was David McGuire. Yeah,
John.
this
John.
John McGuire. This is McGuire.
Give me one
They're
second.
brothers.
and I'll
Okay.
Unless we don't see something on that.
I didn't see anything in the packet that would cause me to like.
Right,
We could go ahead and-
limit,
yeah.
just agree to, 'cause we're not.
You want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion from Commissioner Ellington to approve.
Okay.
And I have a second.
Second.
I have a second from Commissioner Watson.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
Okay. Next consideration of exemption is for 2125 Roland Road, parcel 025 Alpha 009.
Hello, I'm Lisa Davison. That is, I do own that property. My daughter and nephew live there. And I was deeded it about 3 years ago, and there's almost 11 acres. And my nephew has a single wide trailer that he can't move, and he really can't afford 5 acres. He just wants to do 2. So I want the other 7 to go to the house. My personal home is 3485 Woodland Road, which you can see is in the left, and there's a little tiny blue loop right there.
Right.
All of this was family property. So my dad had the well put right there, and he did that tiny loop. And that is on 3485 Woodland Road. It's at the corner of Woodland Road and Roland Road. And I'm wanting to do 2 more acres on my property from it. I've talked to a surveyor, and he said in the future, if my daughter wanted to sell my property, that the well needs to be on the same land. So I was wanting to divide that, put 2 with mine for the well purposes.
Okay.
And then have the house, and the trailer is very hard to see, but it's way down in the right corner.
Okay.
You know, just so you understand, and I think Chairman's mentioned it last week, and I mentioned it a couple times, just so we're clear. Tonight, what we're doing is we're just
I was
approving.
here at the last meeting. I get you.
We just go.
I heard it all.
So don't take. We're not authorizing anything
Y'all
on the draw.
explained that. I know
Right.
you got to go to building and zoning
Right.
and all that.
So I would like to make a motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Ellington to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second, Commissioner Jones?
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Next up is, we're going to go to property 2066 Jeff Davis Road, parcel 013197.
Good evening, you guys. I am Maggie Johnson. Most people know me as Maggie Gilbert. We are wanting to build a home on our family property. Right now, the lot, I think, is sitting at 9-point-something acres. We are wanting to buy the majority of the property. I actually have surveyed out, I don't know if y'all have it. I have the surveyed out.
That same one?
Yeah. So we are just wanting to be exempted so that we can go ahead and go to zoning and see if we can get this lot approved. This lot has been in our family for 100 years. It's the last lot that's left. So, yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion second.
All right, thank y'all.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next parcel is 100 Old County Road, parcel 043036.
Yes, I own land, but I was first built the house, it was built on 1 acre. And my in-law wanted to buy the lot with the 1 acre. And he has maxed out what he could get to buy the house. So I'm just trying to get it so I can get it surveyed for that 1 acre.
I'm sorry.
So what's the overall parcel?
The overall 14 acres, but when I built the house, it was built on 1 acre.
Okay, so you just want to cut the 1 acre
Yeah.
out? Is it a R1? Oh, I guess they figure all that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, I got a motion to approve by Commissioner Watson. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second, Commissioner Biggs.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. Next up is property located on Jeff Davis Road, parcel 043011 Charlie.
I think that's me.
Mike Langley, 806 Ellertown Road. So my first question is, the property is zone R2, now. So does the moratorium even apply to R2 property?
Yes.
Okay, so
Give me a second, I'm trying to find
So
it.
this basically,
We gotta find,
huh?
she's trying to find the pictures.
Oh, okay.
Pictures of the lots there. That's the 1 acre side.
And then let me pull the other one up.
Well, that one's
That's the one
fine
you look
for
at
what.
first? Okay.
So basically, we want to build some houses there. We just want to get out from under the moratorium so we can move forward.
Is that the only map you got? The only one?
No, there's another one.
What is the, what is the current zoning on that property?
It is R2.
R2.
Yeah.
So if I may, Lord, so I've been speaking with Mr. Anthony. He came and met with me. This is a planned subdivision that he was working on up. The top is Jeff Davis, so it kind of sits to the right side of the number 45 on this map would be kind of Peachtree Cafe up that way. So it's right there on Jeff Davis. So this is a first drawing. First pass would be more like half-acre lots. You know, if you remember, we've talked about annexing this into the city. At some point in time, the city approached us. The other one was a map he had done for sewer purposes, which is 1 acre lots, which I think he could do 1 acre lots if he has water on septic. But I don't know exactly how to tell him to move forward until I can get him out from under the moratorium and get it in the hands of planning and zoning. And so that's kind of why I asked him to come and present to y'all.
Now, we don't have any sewer.
Yeah.
No, it's
so,
built
so we're not even
Yeah.
entertaining trying to get the sewer anymore. We were initially trying to get the property annexed into the city, so we would potentially have sewer access, but y'all had.
So the only
some
one you're
type of
looking at is the
disagreement
first
with
one
it.
we saw, right?
This one here.
Yeah.
That is a very rough drawing that our surveyor's done for us at the very beginning. The other one that was up is a little better done, but so these are all 1 acre lots on this particular drawing here.
And as I look at the top, is that Jeff Davis up
Yeah,
there?
the top line is Jeff Davis, and the one down to the left side is Rome Road.
Okay. So you got about 8 lots on Jeff Davis. Is that what this looks like to me?
Okay.
But, so,
I think.
I'm a little confused
I don't
with
want-
what.
I guess what I want to say this is, I just don't want us to overthink this. All we're doing at this point is we're saying, hey, we're allowing him to go through the process.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, we're not adjudicating.
This is probably going to work its way back to us, and then that's the time to ask those questions.
I'm sure.
But right now, let's get the process
Okay.
started, because in a project like this, it's not going to happen overnight anyway. So.
Yeah, I've been waiting well over a year just to, and it's not my fault, y'all's fault.
Yeah.
It's just the timing of the whole thing, and kind of in discussion with the city and the county, and then the moratorium. But it's been a long time, and it's costing us a lot of money for it to set. So we're just ready to do something.
Any other questions, concerns? I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
I got a second.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate you.
The next item, L, got carried forward. Next item is discussion, appointment to Board of Elections, fill unexpired term. I think we had 2 down there.
I can give you the name. Give me one
What's that?
I didn't know. I'm not prepared. I'm not. I think we're gonna have to have an executive session at some point, and have a conversation. I don't think we're, unless.
Right. I think we need to talk about it.
We just want to table it to the next meeting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it gonna cause any problems with the upcoming? Okay.
Okay. We meet twice a month now. Okay. Next is a consideration of an agreement and budget amendment between the probate court and the magistrate court.
So somebody
Oh,
needs to
yeah.
explain that one.
Should be one more
Yeah, we got another.
property split.
Yeah.
Which property did I miss?
105 Nelson Road, Brandon Lowe. The lady called me back and told me she added me to the February 10th meeting.
Nelson Road.
Uh-huh.
That's the lady.
Just gotta add it to the agenda.
Can we just look at it?
Just add it.
Yes, I did. And my wife also emailed it to you, your email.
What's the address?
It's one of, that address is not on there yet.
What's the parcel?
Give me 1 second, Chairman. The parcel is 014003B.
Okay, I make a motion that we add an item to the agenda to discuss and consider exemption of moratorium for parcel 014003. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
So, I'll let you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm asking for an exception to the moratorium for is, I'm asking for 2 acres to be cut out of this 18.36 acre tract for my daughter to build a house on our land out there. And, you know, the land prices have gotten so high in Upson County, and she's a full-time teacher at the Upson Lee Primary School, and they just can't afford to go out and buy the land, you know, and I have the land enough to give them, for them to build there, and it's already cleared and approved by the bank to go ahead. We just got to get out from under the moratorium so they can get started building.
I make a motion to approve.
Okay, I got a motion from Commissioner Watson. I got a second from Commissioner Ellington.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yeah.
Motion carries.
All right.
Thank you. No problem.
Okay. Now are we at the magistrate court?
We down with it? So this is a budget amendment. Mr. Salter's here as well. They can fill in the thing. Essentially what we have is our magistrate judge is hearing the first appearances for the probate judge. So they are on call during the weekend. They are hearing those appearances, and we have worked out an agreement. We are essentially going to take a 65. We need a budget amendment to bring this between the probate side to the magistrate side to move the money, essentially.
Paying the people who are doing it.
That's right.
Okay.
That's all we're doing. So we're taking this essentially out of the contingency from our budget into the probate, and then from the probate to the magistrate to pay for this service. So it's a payment of services.
And if I can add to that, Chairman, just, y'all may already know what's going on, that the magistrate judge had been, and there was just kind of a loose agreement over the years for the magistrate judge to start hearing the first appearance hearings. Well, that was never commiserated in any kind of writing, and it was never required by law for the magistrate judge to do that. So in discussions on all that, as I understand it, and I don't want to overstep what Mr. Joyce has discussed with the judges, but it was my understanding that the agreement would be from probate, that the probate judge was agreeable to allow magistrate to continue hearing them with compensation, since that's not under her purview to consistently hear the probate matters that take place on first appearances. And I think, I don't know if we all talk about this or not, but a lot of the first appearances occur over the weekends, so it's requiring, you know, that judge to go out on the weekends and so forth. So,
Any further discussion?
How much is it?
65.
$6,500.
Motion to approve.
Have a second?
Second.
Have a second?
Third, fourth.
You're gonna,
Who's second? Okay.
Commissioner Biggs, second. Commissioner Ellington abstained.
You don't want me to call the roll.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Tony.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Abstain.
Okay, next up is discussion and consideration to approve a bid on batting cages for the Recreation Department.
All right, Mr. Chairman, how you doing? So I also brought the recreation director with, so if there are specific questions I can handle, hopefully we can address those. So we didn't really approach this as an invitation to bid. We discussed this in the work session before. We are, with the assistance from our facilities director, we obtained quotes or prices from various vendors or contractors for what we needed. And we did do that, and we basically itemized those in Exhibit 1 to our request. And so out of those, we identified companies or contractors, for example, to provide the pole barn. This would be a pole barn style, but it's metal. And we identified companies that provided custom netting and would install the custom netting. The same company that, I should go back and say that the same company that would be doing the pole barn would also lay a concrete slab for, these are two batting cages, and I have a diagram in the detail that shows where the batting cages would be located right outside field 2. And then we went on with the turf installation, and we found we could get a better price going local with the turf installation as opposed to having the netting companies actually install the turf, which they would do. See if Thomaston would purchase just a cost for a transformer to locate a transformer close enough proximity so that we could get power and add lighting to each of the batting cages. So what I've come up with is a total cost of $135,743.
Can we put it back on that page?
You go back to the number page.
Go back to the number page?
Yeah,
Here
no,
we go.
we couldn't see it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're good, not you.
Yeah.
So the total of those itemized costs are $136,000 roughly. I am asking for an additional 15% contingency if something should arise, come about that we've forgotten to add to this list that we need to have for the batting cages or something with the electrical, et cetera. We don't hope that happens, but it would be best if we do that. So that's really our efforts, really largely on the back of our facilities director to gather all these prices for us and everything. And we would like to move on this as soon as we possibly can to have the batting cages up and ready to go before spring.
Okay, question and answer time. So up top is B&H Electrical was $4,480, and down below at total cost, B&H Electric Supply is $18,000.
Up top, B&H, that's to buy some linear vapor lights. Purchase those, we would purchase those lights. And you see down below, it says Upson staff to purchase $4,480. That's the lights, not to install the electrical. Russell is to install the electrical. I got the names mixed up. So I do have an error down here where it says B&H. It should say Russell Electrical Supply. B&H is just to purchase the linear vapor lights.
And you're just purchasing them from
B&H.
B&H, correct.
Okay.
So there is
Yeah, that lines up.
there's an error there.
Okay.
The Russell Electric would do the electrical installation. They are on the actual, once we get the transformer put in place.
Question I might ask. So this is a joint project. We obviously got to get with our counterparts down the hall and we got to get their approval on this. But and I'm assuming at this point, the reason we're back here is because initially McElroy, if my memory recalls, we had voted as a board to award to McElroy, but this appears to be a totally different makeup than we had before, and we voted to award, but then the city didn't agree to.
That was.
I just want to make sure I get that path right.
The phase two.
Concession stand and batting cages,
Yeah.
all one project,
Okay.
correct?
Okay.
And then
And
we pulled
we
the batting
did-
cages out separately to hopefully get
That's
something
correct.
going.
And we did budget for this, and we did inform the city when we went through this process of budgeting, we had this on, so they're aware of it, that we were gonna do it.
They're expecting to pay their part of
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
So we undershot a little bit on the budget, but I mean, it was a pretty good yes. We shot for 120,000, but from a budget perspective.
How many bat cages is this?
Two
Total, but it can be up to, I think, what, 4 lanes?
4 lanes.
And then you could section it
Two
off.
separate batting cages.
You can do stuff with the nets.
Yeah.
You can
Well,
get,
the reason I was asking was, that seemed like a lot for one pole barn.
no, it's two.
It's two.
It's two.
Because it says in here where Laney increased his bid from 72,000 to 77,395.
For increasing cost of materials, because when we first, this has been a little bit of a process.
Right.
So, yeah, he did go up on the cost of material. And if you look at his actual quote, he's got 2 each pole barns and installation.
Yeah, well, we can't see all that, so.
Yeah, it was in the package, so everything is there.
Okay.
If approved, what's the timing of this? I know spring season
Well, that's
is
a great question.
underway.
We'll jump on it just tomorrow and call Outlaw.
Yeah, I spoke to Paul today. They're calling him, like, ready to
Yeah,
go.
so-
So we should start it immediately, if approved today.
Yeah, good.
As long as it's safe.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I thought you would.
Second.
And I have a second from Commissioner Jones.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Chairman Brew?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. That's one. I was just poke fun at Jerome, but not now. He's a big boy.
All right, next up is comments. County Manager?
Nothing at this time.
Attorney?
I don't have anything, so
Commissioner Biggs?
This has been an interesting night. You know, we have a very important job here. We have to make very important decisions. And I said again, we do what's best for the community itself. Some things we agree on, and a lot of things we disagree on. But in the end, I hope our plans is to come together and work as a community to move everything forward. Thank you.
Mr. Ellington?
I don't have any comments tonight.
Mr. Jones?
Appreciate everybody that stayed over. And everybody in YouTube, you know, you're still hanging in there. Hope you got to eat. And I'm done.
Yep, one item, and since the rec director's here, our winter basketball season is just wrapped up. And I just want to congratulate all the all-star players. I don't know if all the age groups are starting this weekend, but I know at least one age group has a tournament this weekend, so I want to congratulate them and wish them the best of luck. And I was told I was supposed to get a birth certificate in by 9 o'clock, so bear with me. I hope that's not a hard, not for me, for my son. But bear with me, I'll get there.
All right. And once again, as always, I want to thank everyone who came out tonight. Thank everybody who's watching in YouTube land and, you know, being involved in our community and participating. I think I'll leave it there right now. And can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Did you do that?
There's no telling what I'm eating. I'm gonna have to.